welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really personal. A story about grief, yeah, but also about getting something unexpected.
An inheritance.
Exactly, an inheritance. And finding this surprising path to understanding someone you thought you hated. It's quite a journey.
It really is. It shows how messy human emotions can be, you know?
Totally. So our material for this deep dive, it's pretty unique. We've got excerpts from letters. Letters written by a woman, Mara, to her friend Helena, who's passed away.
Right, so she's writing to someone who isn't there anymore.
Yeah, and through her words, I mean, they're so raw, sometimes funny, sometimes just heartbreakingly sad. You really get this front row seat to her world. Her frustrations, her thoughts, everything is like a direct line in.
And our mission really is to unpack how she deals with this huge loss, how she starts questioning her own, assumptions about people, and how she kind of almost accidentally finds common ground where she least expects it. We'll get into some big themes too. Grief, obviously, but also what home means.
Oh yeah, that's huge here.
Workplace stuff like gender dynamics and that constant push and pull between personal values and, well, the corporate world. It's a rich landscape.
Okay, let's unpack this. So
Well-
Mara's world, right from the start of these letters, it just grabs you.
Yeah.
You mention her grief, but it's how she grieves that's so unconventional.
Right. Writing letters.
Writing letters to Helena, even though she says she's not even sure about, like, an afterlife, it feels like this desperate need to keep the connection going.
Definitely.
She writes, I miss you a lot. A fucking huge lot. And then, how could you leave me here without you? Shame, Helena. Shame. It's the grief, sure, but also that almost childish anger. It feels so real.
It does. And what strikes me is how even the practical stuff fits in. Helena's buried way out in California.
Ah, right.
So Mara says letter writing is the only feasible option. It's this really interesting way to process loss, just pouring it all out. Even if you're skeptical about who's listening, it shows that deep need we have to just articulate the pain.
Yeah, to get it out somehow.
Yeah.
And her everyday life, on top of the grief, sounds like a total pressure cooker. Her job at the EPA. Wow. She says she's the only woman in a team of 6, feels like she's constantly being minimized.
Yeah, that part about Sean.
Oh, the team leader.
Yeah.
Sean spending 30 minutes explaining the contents of my own dissertation back to her. Oh, you can just feel her grinding her teeth. How common is that kind of thing? Does it just pile on?
It's incredibly common, unfortunately. And what Mara's story shows is how these, microaggressions, especially when they're gendered, they're not just annoying little things. They really erode your confidence, your sense of belonging. So for Mara, who's already feeling isolated by her grief, it's not just a bad day. It reinforces that feeling of being unseen, unheard. It feeds into that us versus them thing she has going on.
So it's not just Sean being a jerk. It's like proof for her that the system, or at least the people in it, are stacked against her. And it bleeds into her personal life too, right? Her values are front and center. The Save the Bees and Task the Rich t-shirt.
Bye.
Her clear hatred for capitalist cabals and anthropogenic climate change. You can't separate the job from her core beliefs.
No, you really can't. For Mara, these aren't just like abstract ideas. They're who she is. Her EPA job isn't just a paycheck. It's a fight. And her t-shirts, her comments, they're all part of that fight. So anyone who seems to represent the other side, especially someone from the corporate world, well, they're not just annoying. They're a direct threat to her whole worldview. It really sets the stage for conflict.
Okay, so she's juggling all this, the grief, the work frustration, these strong beliefs. But then something amazing happens. This huge pivot. Helena leaves her the house. And you just feel how massive this is for Mara. She finally has a place that was mine. She calls it a safe harbor. For someone who feels so embattled, that must be everything.
Oh, it's more than just meaningful. It's grounding. It's stability. It's not just walls and a roof. It's this tangible link to Helena, the symbol of belonging.
Yeah.
She describes reading in the sunroom, feeling Helena's presence, almost imagining her walking back in. After feeling adrift, this house, given by her best friend, it's a sanctuary. It's love made physical, a place to finally breathe.
But because it's a story, this sanctuary comes with a catch. A big one.
Here he comes.
Enter Liam Harding, Helena's nephew, and, twist of fate, Mara's new roommate in her safe harbor.
And the clash is immediate.
Oh yeah, instant irritation.
Intense. And this is where the core conflict really takes off, because Liam works for FGP Corp.
FGP Corp.
The enemy.
The very conglomerate Mara sees as causing environmental disasters. Her professional nemesis, as she puts it.
So he's not just some random annoying guy. He's the embodiment of everything she fights against, living in her house.
Exactly. No wonder she starts that curated list of his horribleness on her phone. The battle lines are drawn right there in the living room. And the battle is, well, it's intense, but also kind of hilariously petty sometimes.
Yeah.
Her descriptions of Liam.
Wow. She really doesn't hold back.
Not at all. The ass-swipiest asswipe in the country. In the world, in the entire damn Milky Way. I mean...
It's quite something.
It really is. And the list of complaints. Mowing of the lawn at 7:30 a.m. on her one day off.
Classic roommate move.
And the sauce. She's convinced he's hiding her socks. She's down to 4 matching pairs. I mean, I've suspected sock gnomes, but blaming the roommate, that's next level.
It is, but these little things, the socks, the mowing, they're so relatable, right? They make Mara human, even in her righteous anger.
Sure.
They're the small sparks that fuel the bigger fire, especially when you already want to dislike someone. Every little annoyance just confirms her bias.
Right, it all feeds the narrative. But then there are these weird little cracks, moments where she notices things about the house, Liam's house technically, that she admires, almost against her will.
Yes. That's fascinating.
She calls it an elegant combination of traditional and modern pieces, minimalist, warm tones, and the art.
The nature photos.
Yeah, black and white photos of lakes, waterfalls, animals. She finds herself staring at them, feeling like the photographer really saw something, even though she immediately dismisses it as Liam just making a tax-deductible purchase.
That's such a key insight, isn't it? These little moments of grudging admiration, they show she's struggling, maybe unconsciously, to keep Liam neatly in the villain box. She wants him to be simple, bad. But the house, the art, they hint at something more complex. It's like a tiny crack in that wall of judgment she's built, even if she quickly tries to paper over it with cynicism.
That internal conflict.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then we get the UPS package incident. Oh, this is just peak passive aggression.
He really is.
Young UPS guy shows up. Package for William K. Harding. Big FGP Corp logo. Urgent express shipping.
And Mara sees her totally. Yeah. Refuses to sign. Claims it might be a federal crime, which is hilarious. Wonders if he would sign for her EPA mail. It's pure spite disguised as, nothing really.
It's that immediate judgment kicking in again, not thinking about the consequences for him, just the small satisfaction of sticking it to the enemy.
And the UPS guy, bless his heart, throws in this random story about his sister.
Oh, yeah, the warring roommate.
Who ended up getting married. It feels like this little wink from the universe, right?
Yeah.
A tiny bit of foreshadowing, maybe. Like, hey, Mara, things aren't always what they seem.
Exactly. It's easy to miss, but for us, watching this unfold, it's a little flag. It plants that seed. Extreme dislike can sometimes turn into something else. It's a reminder that first impressions, however strong, aren't always the whole story.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. All this simmering tension. It boils over. Midnight. Kitchen confrontation. It's epic.
The climax, really.
Mama Voss is woken up by noise. Thinks it's awful 70s German electronic music. Her description, not mine. Realizes it's just noise from downstairs. Liam? She storms down. All righteous fury, wearing her "There is no Planet B" t-shirt and shorts that are too small. Ready for war.
And the scene she finds just fuels the fire. Liam, bare-chested, calmly chopping celery.
At midnight.
Making dinner. Because he just finished his tax return. The sheer absurdity, it perfectly highlights how out of sync they are. His late-night routine is her nightmare.
Oh, totally. And the argument just ignites. She's furious about the noise. He's dismissive.
And then he brings about the package.
Yep. The very important missing documents she wouldn't sign for. Ooh, the tension just skyrockets. They're yelling about dishes, everything. It's a classic roommate fight, but with all this underlying venom.
And then Mara goes for the jugular, hits him with what she thinks are the kill shots. People like you with zero morals and way too much money.
Ouch.
And the final demand, then just move the fuck out. And the silence after, you can feel it. Heavy, uncomfortable. This explosion, it just shatters everything. But it also forces something new to the surface.
It really does. Because Liam's reaction isn't what she expects, is it?
No. It completely flips the script. We've seen Mara's grief almost as her weapon, her justification. But Liam doesn't get angry back, not in the same way. He just cuts through it all with this raw, blunt statement. Helena is fucking dead.
Whoa.
Suddenly, his grief isn't hidden. It's right there. and it mirrors hers. It forces Mara to see beyond her own pain, to recognize the shared human loss that she'd completely missed. It's less about, oh, I'm an asshole, and more this jarring realization, wait, he's hurting too. Deeply.
You're right. That hits differently. Her anger just collapses. She sees his exhaustion, his pain, and it clicks. Oh, God, maybe I am the asshole.
It's that flash of self-awareness, triggered not by logic, but by seeing raw suffering in someone else. It shows how powerful shared pain can be, how it can just smash through our assumptions.
Exactly. Their grief, which had kept them in separate corners, suddenly becomes this fragile bridge between them.
Yeah.
And in that moment of vulnerability, Mara just breaks down.
Tells him Helena was her family, her only real home, explains why the house is everything to her, and apologizes, really apologizes. I didn't mean any of it. I didn't know you at all. It's a huge shift from just minutes before. It's genuine empathy kicking in.
And then Liam drops his own bombshell.
Which changes everything again.
I didn't hate Helena. Just flat out says it. Reveals Helena visited him every summer, slept in the room next to yours. Mara's whole idea of their relationship. Completely wrong.
Totally shattered. He shares these little details, Helena nagging him about his life choices.
Kicking his ass at chess.
Right, things that show a real complex relationship, not hatred. He even explains why he missed the funeral, linking it to Lena's own way of abruptly leaving things like Mara's own story about her birthday party.
Ah, so it connects back.
Yeah, and he expresses his own regret, deep regret, wishing he'd known how sick she really was, wishing he hadn't just believed her when she brushed it off, wishing he'd been there.
So his absence wasn't about not caring. It was tied up in Helena's personality and his own guilt later. And he accepts her decision about the house, leaving it to Mara, even if he doesn't totally get it.
Exactly. It leads to this moment of, well, mutual understanding. Stiff apologies on both sides, acknowledging the other's pain. And then, the truce.
The truce. And the terms are just perfect, so human, so relatable.
Wonderfully mundane, aren't they?
Totally. Mara agrees. No more cranking the thermostat to 25 degrees Celsius, she'll wear a sweater.
A major concession.
And lay off the Disney soundtracks. Even The Little Mermaid and Moana. I mean, that's sacrifice right there.
Haha, true dedication to peace.
And in return, Liam will water her plants when she's away.
A gesture of trust.
And make a sandwich after 10 p.m. instead of, a 5-course meal involving loud chopping.
Reasonable compromise.
It's this awkward, slightly funny agreement, but it's clearly a massive turning point. It's them saying, okay, I see you, I hear you, let's try this.
And if we step back, look at the bigger picture. This whole story, this deep dive into Mara's letters, it's such a powerful illustration of that struggle we all have to see past our first impressions.
Definitely.
It shows how grief can isolate us, how anger can feel protective, but also how finding that shared vulnerability, that shared pain, can create connections we never thought possible, even between sworn enemies living under the same roof. It's a real lesson in empathy.
What a journey, really. From that intense, almost cartoonish hatred fueled by grief and misunderstanding to this fragile truce, forged in that shared loss. It's a potent reminder that sometimes the things we think divide us most deeply can actually unexpectedly bring us together if we let them.
And what Mara's honesty gives us through these letters is this incredible window into challenging those snap judgments. We see how easily we can build narratives about people based on, well, almost nothing.
Wow.
The real breakthrough isn't just that they stop hating each other. It's that Helena's gift, the house itself, becomes this crucible, this place where two very different, very hurt people finally find a way to exist together, starting with tiny things like thermostats and Disney songs. It teaches us that empathy often means looking past the surface, listening for the pain we don't immediately see.
Which brings us to a thought for you, listening. In your own life, when you run into conflict or you find yourself judging someone quickly, how often do you hit pause? How often do you try to consider what might be going on underneath for them, their unseen pain, their perspective?
What hidden connections, what points of understanding might you find if you just allowed yourself to look beyond that initial reaction?
It's definitely something to think about.
Because understanding those other perspectives, it doesn't just smooth over conflict, it genuinely makes our own lives richer, deeper. It opens doors to connection in places we might have just walked past before.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope Mara and Liam's story gave you something compelling to reflect on.